You want to know what I hate? I hate Sierra slander. It's mostly done by men, and these men troll the comment section on Instagram posts and tweets concerning Sierra and her level up. Their main criticism is that her past dating somehow disqualifies her from being in a position to receive love and be in a healthy relationship with Russell. Sir, your misogyny is literally emanating from your fingertips. Hi, my name is Delesia, and this is Life is Deleesh. Each week I make videos to help women live more abundantly. I also share tips on beauty, style, femininity, and everyday life. Today I want to share with you ways to win this cuffing season. Now, cuffing season isn't, I don't really subscribe to it. I think it's preposterous, but there are many people who do, and they say that it is upon us. So I figured I could give you some tips, some tools, some ways to make it more advantageous. You know, the state of dating in 2020 amid a pandemic is largely unknown. I'm honestly not sure where it stands, but I do know that dating apps exist. I know that the DMs are open. I know that texts are open, and I know that exes somehow always resurface. This message is for ladies who want to date intentionally. Ladies with a desire to be in a committed relationship that will lead to marriage. Maybe you're in a committed relationship now. Maybe you're dating around and getting to know people. Maybe you have never dated intentionally before. You can now if you so choose. So ladies, the tips I will be sharing today are from a true story. My name has not been changed. So here's how to make the most of cuffing season, but most importantly, how to win in dating. Number one, forgive yourself. If you're like me, you've made 2-3 mistakes in dating, and you've done things that you're not proud of. No matter how you got where you are today, no matter who you may have hurt, no matter how you may have behaved, no matter what you may have tolerated, you can forgive yourself. Even if you've overreacted or ruined your reputation or ruined a good thing, you can still forgive yourself. If you keyed his car and then it turned out not to be his car, or you stalked him all the way to Florida, or you were hiding in the bushes to ensure that he really was where he said he was, you can still forgive yourself. Now, you may have to pay for the damages to his car or whoever's car, but you can still forgive yourself. Sis, I don't care if you've slept with half the basketball team in high school and in college. You can still forgive yourself. You can always begin again to attract healthy and non-toxic and drama-free and loving relationships into your life. The dysfunction of your past does not inhibit your functional future. Now, I must warn you, not everyone thinks like I do. I believe that no matter what you've done, you can confess, you can repent, and that's it. But some people like to hold things over you. Some people like to remind you of the past. Some people like to remind you how you fell short. Those people are people who should not be in your life. You want to know what I hate? I hate Sierra slander. You know Sierra. She's a singer and dancer. She's married to Russell Wilson. She used to be engaged to what's his name. She ended that engagement and was a single mother to a very young son. I'm sure she thought she'd be a single mom for a long time, but then she ended up meeting Russ. I hope he doesn't mind that I call him Russ. And the rest is kind of history. He took her son in as his own. They had a short dating period. They waited to have sex until they were married. They're married now. They have 3 beautiful children. Their youngest child was just born. His name is Win, and by all accounts, it seems like they are winning. Now, we don't know the ins and outs of their relationship, and we shouldn't, but I think that their relationship is pretty healthy and pretty strong. And that's why I'm so irritated by the Sierra slander. It's mostly done by men, and these men troll the comment section on Instagram posts and tweets concerning Sierra and her level up. Their main criticism is that her past dating somehow disqualifies her from being in a position to receive love and be in a healthy relationship with Russell. Not only that, but they apply that same logic to other women. They say things like, all y'all who been for the streets, now y'all want a good dude, and y'all wouldn't even be interested in him if he didn't have money. Sir, your misogyny is literally emanating from your fingertips. Even when we forgive ourselves, there are people who will not let us forget our mistakes. God would never have you walking around with guilt and shame on your forehead or on your sleeves or anywhere. There is no condemnation for those who are in Christ. So if you have anyone in your life who is making you feel like the mistakes you've made are too great, or you're too far gone, or you have too many kids, or you called off too many engagements, or you're divorced too many times, remind that person of the grace that they've received freely, and that you too are a recipient of that. So like I said, there will be people who disagree with me that you can forgive yourself and you can forget it and move on. But know that you can. And there will be people in your life who will forget it and move on with you. There will be someone who will love you despite your flaws, people who will support you and champion you as you begin again and are hopeful about accepting the love that you really desire. So now that that's out of the way, my next point is to stop lying. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to your friends. Stop lying to him. I, Delesia, used to be in denial. I used to be myself a liar. I used to lie to men all the time. All the time. I said, I'm not looking for anything serious either. I'm willing to see where this goes. I'm a go with the flow, and lies, pure lies. I played the role of chill girl, and I am not a chill girl. I want to know where this is going. I mean, in life, I'm typically a type B kind of person. But when it comes to dating and relationships, I have always been someone who wanted to date with the intention of finding out if this man is someone I should marry. So by pretending to be this chill girl, I landed myself in so many situationships that really were going nowhere. Now, it does take a certain level of maturity and honesty and confidence to say to someone, hey, this is what I'm looking for. If you're not looking for that, that's fine. I'll find someone who is. That takes guts, okay? You have to really believe that there's somebody else out there who will give it to you. But I believe that there is. The longer you hang on to what you don't want, the longer you're being kept from what you do want. You could be meeting someone who could be ready to be in a committed relationship, but you're holding on to someone who is just not ready or has too much going on or is still trying to figure it out. When you know what you want, and it's time that you start being honest about that. It's when you stop lying that you find you can show up as your real self. You don't have to tiptoe around certain topics and conversations. You don't have to pretend to be someone else. You don't have to be like me and pretend to be all chill. You can just be you. And you also give him the opportunity to love you for you, to see you at your best, at your worst, and to still choose you. Again, this takes confidence and maturity to know that maybe he won't choose you, and that's okay. We have to get to a certain point where we're more concerned with our own well-being and our own happiness and our own growth than we are with being with someone who can't even prioritize us. And that takes me to my next point. Stop accepting less than what you deserve. This may mean that you stop entertaining for the sake of entertaining. I know it's hard out here. Trust me. It's hard. But continuing to engage with someone who you know you have no future with only sets one or both of you up for heartbreak in the future. If you know you don't want to be with someone, it's okay to say, this is not what I'm looking for, but I wish you the best. This is something that takes maturity. So much of dating is being mature and being honest. If you know you're in a relationship and you're not getting what you really desire, what you deserve, and you've communicated it several times, then it may be time to reconsider if this person is someone you should continue getting to know. Now, this isn't a pass to have impossible standards, but it is encouragement to really think about what you deserve. You deserve a text back, sis. You deserve respect and honesty. You deserve to be treated well. Why? Because you do. There are women who accept certain things from men, and there are women who don't. So my question is, which one are you? Are you someone who's going to tolerate being breadcrumbed along and along? Are you someone who's going to tolerate a non-committal? Are you someone who's going to tolerate being called out of your name or spoken to in a harsh way or being spoken to in a condescending way? Are you going to tolerate emotional abuse, mental abuse? Are you going to tolerate not being supported in your dreams or being understood? Are you going to tolerate your feelings being invalidated? High value women end up in relationships where they're loved and honored and supported because they don't accept anything less. There aren't certain women who are more deserving of love, of honor, of support, simply because they're more beautiful, more thin, more tall, more curvy, more funny, talented, smart. No, it's simply because they choose what they are willing to accept and what they are not. And you too are a woman of value. At any point, you can decide that you're no longer willing to accept what you've been accepting. And he can either rise to the occasion or he won't. Your standards are your standards, and respect is a non-negotiable. Loyalty, non-negotiable. Support, non-negotiable. Communication, non-negotiable. I know what it's like to really like a guy and hope that it's going to work out. I have placed so much value in who he is and how great I thought him to be that I began to lose sight of my own value. I forgot to check in with myself and see if I was really getting what I deserved and what I desired out of that relationship. And that realization was paramount. I don't have to accept anything less than what I deserve. Again, this is not permission to have impossible standards. We're talking about the basics here. We're talking about someone who's committed to you and you only, someone who will communicate and will seek to resolve conflict healthily, someone who supports you in your dreams and encourages you, someone who will make you a priority. No matter who you are, those are things that you deserve. And finally, stop overlooking the good guys. You know, I will say, I don't think many of us had Russell Wilson on our radar prior to him and Sierra getting together. It wasn't that he wasn't attractive. I think he's a pretty attractive guy. It wasn't that he wasn't successful. He's quite successful on and off the field. It wasn't that he wasn't kind and compassionate. He is someone who has always been a prominent volunteer. He has done so much charity work over the years, and he's someone that you never have to worry about if he's going to make a good impression. But he's not one of the guys that we're probably used to going ooh and ah over. He has a presence, but he doesn't make a lot of noise. And maybe you're someone who has been attracted to guys who make a lot of noise. Or maybe you're attracted to the kind of guys who are like typically emotionally unavailable. Or guys who have a reputation of being with multiple women at the same time, and you feel in your heart of hearts that you're going to be the one to change him. So we often overlook guys like Russell Wilson because they don't give us so much of a thrill. In high school, in college, the guys who are thrilling are the bad guys. But in our 20s and in our 30s, those are the guys who aren't worth our time. They never were, but they especially aren't now. So there are these Instagram accounts, and I hate when I see them, and they're talking about how your man is gonna be, and he's gonna wake up every day thinking about you. You're gonna be the first thing on his mind. And I just think that's the stupidest thing ever. First of all, a lot of men wake up thinking about food. Secondly, a lot of men wake up thinking about the tasks that they have to complete for the day. So if you are not the first thing on that man's mind, that is okay. That does not mean that you're not somewhere in there, And that's okay. If you're dating, if you're in a relationship, that means you're not married. So he has no obligation to make you his number one priority. And that means you have no obligation to make him your number one priority. Don't get caught up in these memes about who your man is going to be and how he's going to treat you, unless it's those very standard ways. Now, if you desire something like flowers, then that's what you desire. And you want someone who is willing to do that and is willing to give you what you desire within reason. It's often that those kinds of accounts give us a false perception of what a relationship is really like, because it's not about how much money he makes. It's not about how tall he is. It's not about his style. It's really all about how he treats you and how he makes you feel. Oh my gosh. In high school, there was this guy that I really liked. Like, I thought he was so great. I thought he was so cute. He was funny. And I thought he really liked me. Like, I thought he really did. He was texting me every morning just about good morning, beautiful. And he'd switch it up and he'd say good morning, beautiful, or like, how are you? You know, did you sleep well? All the things. And I thought he was so great until I realized that I was one of 20 some women he was sending the same message to. I literally found this out in his phone. He would have a list of every single girl that he was texting. Alexa, off, in one text. And he sent it, and at the time it sent to every one of us separately. And so everyone just thought they were getting a good morning text, and we weren't. So I say that to say, good morning text, even if he does send you one, that means nothing about your relationship. It matters that he treats you like you deserve to be treated, and he honors you, and he supports you in what you do, and that you feel when you're with him safe. So that's how I think you can win this cuffing season, but more importantly, in relationships in general, how you can level up, how you can make wise decisions that lead to healthy relationships. I care deeply about women being in relationships where they get what they deserve, where they're treated with love and respect, and where they're not stressing over these men, because I just can't. So y'all know I care about women in community and how we can help each other. So if there are more ways that you can think of that you've learned while dating on how to level up, how to make wise decisions, how to leave the past in the past, let us know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching Life is Deleesh. Jesus loves you. I do too. Now go live abundantly.